What is up, everybody? Um, back with another video, man. Turn to Yella BZ arrested on drug and gun charges in Texas by Hip Hop Daily. Let's get into it.
Has been a wild year for rap. Major names like NBA Youngboy and Pooh Shiesty are facing some serious time behind
Big
bars,
Bird.
and there have even been a few RICO cases against gang-affiliated rappers. Dallas, Texas artist YELLA BEEZY is the most recent artist to get arrested for gun and drug charges. Let's take a
I
close
ain't
look at
gonna
what
lie.
happened.
That thing was just
BEEZY
listening,
is the
boy.
most
I
recent
ain't
artist to
gonna
get
lie.
arrested for gun and drug charges.
Yeah.
Let's take a close look at what happened. YELLA BEEZY is a rapper from Dallas, Texas, known for tracks like That's On Me and Back At It Again. BEEZY grew up in the Oak Cliff neighborhood of Dallas and was raised by a single mom.
Bro, what's up with
And Back At It
this little
Again. BEEZY grew up in the Oak
this little thing, y'all? Didn't Flight say he get this from bro? What is that, bro? Like, what is that? I don't understand. What is that?
Cliff neighborhood of Dallas and was raised by a single mom after his father was murdered at their home on Mother's Day when he was only 12 years old.
That's
BEEZY
so
played
tough.
basketball and football when he was young and originally wanted to be a professional athlete. But during his teenage years, he started hustling to pay the bills. He ended up dropping out of high school for fighting and joined a Crip gang. He started getting locked up in the 8th grade and was sent to the county jail for the first time at 17. BEEZY started rapping at age 13 and was inspired by Louisiana artists like Kevin Gates and Lil Boosie. He released his first mixtape, Mash Mode,
Bro, actually, like, what is that?
Overload
I
at
don't
14,
understand. What is that?
but his
hairstyle?
breakout hit didn't come until 2015 with the track Trappin' Designer from his Broke Nights, Rich Days mixtapes. He released the track That's On Me in 2017, which peaked at number 56 on the Billboard Hot 100. This earned him a deal with LA Reid's Hit Code Records, and it seemed like things were really taking off for BEEZY. But every success story has a few bumps in the road. In October 2018, the rapper was shot 4 times on the Sam Rayburn Tollway in Louisville, Texas.
Now, we have learned that YELLA BEEZY is the person shot multiple times on the Sam Rayburn Toll Road this weekend. Our David Goins is live at the local radio station that gave this Dallas rapper his big break with some reaction.
The rapper had just left the club and was heading home around 3:30 a.m. He had just moved into a new home and didn't remember his new address, so he looked down to pull it up on his phone. That's when someone pulled up beside him and started letting off shots. He was shot
That's
23
crazy.
times and was hit by 4 of them. He ended up
I'm telling you, bro. People in the hood have terrible. How do you shoot at someone 23 times and he's not moving, and you only hit 4 shots? Like what? Like what? Like, bro, there's no way. You should at least hit like 8 or 10 shots. If you shot 23 times, you only hit 4. That's crazy.
ended up crashing his car, then jumped out and started running down the road. He called his girl and mother, but some people noticed and called the police. He survived the shooting, but 2 of the bullets had to stay inside him so it wouldn't cause more damage. YELLA BEEZY never commented on the motive behind the shooting in public, but there's been speculation that it had something to do with his beef with Dallas rapper Mo3. The war between these 2 rappers actually started over a beef Mo3 had with another rapper, Go Yayo. Even though they were once all cool, at some point, Go Yayo and Mo3 had a falling out. Yayo then banned him from Fort Worth and challenged him to a fight on IG Live. Mo3 just ignored the ban. When he got booked for a club in Fort Worth, not long after, Go Yayo and his people showed up and cornered him. Mo3 ended up shooting his way out of the club and hit an innocent bystander who was killed.
A person was killed at a Fort Worth strip club. 3 others were hurt. This happened at Corset's Cabaret on Camp Bowie West. It's not clear what led to the shooting. Police weren't able to tell us whether it started inside the building or in the parking lot.
Both Go Yayo and Mo3 were arrested for the murder, but the case ended up falling apart. But now that blood had been spilled, the beef between Go Yayo and Mo3 was super serious. Other rappers in Dallas were forced to pick sides, including YELLA BEEZY and another rapper named Trap Boy Freddy. BEEZY and Freddy were both cool with Go Yayo, and so in Mo3's eyes, he couldn't rock with them anymore. Trap Boy Freddy ended up dropping a collab with BEEZY, Go Yayo, and a bunch of other local rappers called Six Pit. Mo3 was not invited to be on the track, even though he and Freddy used to be cool, which is when they started forming their own beef. Not long after that, YELLA BEEZY would end up getting shot coming home from the club, showing that the tension in Dallas was getting serious. About a month before BEEZY was shot, a Dallas comedian named Roy Lee was shot in the leg and ended up getting a blood clot, which killed him. YELLA BEEZY was beefing with Roy Lee at the time, and many believe the rapper may have had something to do with the hit. Mo3 was good friends with Roy Lee, and so it's been suggested that the highway shooting was his way of getting revenge. Mo3 ended up dropping a track called 219, dedicated to Roy Lee, where he basically admits to being the one who almost took out YELLA BEEZY. On the track, he raps, "I hit up that rapper, you made him famous. Yeah, he barely made it, but will not again." And Law's asking about a body in Fort Worth, "Had my show, but do not recall it. You heard that rapper got shot in the tollway? No, I don't. Who? Whatchamacallit?" So, at this point, Mo3 was beefing with half of Dallas. Not long after that, Trap Boy Freddy's car got shot up because of all the drama. According to rumors, Mo3 went to try and talk it out with him because they used to be friends. But Freddy wasn't having it and pulled a Draco on him. After that, they started beefing on IG Live and things got heated. Mo3 said that Freddy was scared to fight, but Freddy followed up by asking why he's talking on live if they're in the same city.
How's you going live and we in the same city? Let's get this gangster shit popping. Call me, let's pop up.
A few months after that, Mo3 claims that YELLA BEEZY got him arrested at a show where they were both set to perform. In an interview with No Jumper, Mo3 said that he didn't even know he and BEEZY had problems, so he decided to do the show even though they were both on the lineup. But before he could get on stage, the police ended up arresting him. At first, they told him it was for an outstanding warrant, but after they had him in handcuffs, they let him know that YELLA BEEZY said he didn't feel comfortable performing in the same place. Around the same time, BEEZY did an interview with DJ Vlad, where Vlad brings up the Mo3 beef, and BEEZY denies that he even knows him. Vlad tries pretty hard to get it out of him, but BEEZY just says he knows all the hot rappers in Dallas, and he's never heard of Mo3.
After we did the interview with you, I interviewed Mo3.
Who?
Mo3.
I don't know who that is.
So clearly, there was more going on behind the scenes than they talk about. But they weren't just gonna admit to it on social media. The beef would reach its peak after Mo3 would be chased down and killed on I-35 in Dallas. On November 11th, 2020, Mo3 was traveling north on the highway, leaving the house of a woman he was seeing. While he was stopped in traffic, a suspect got out of his car and began approaching his vehicle. Mo3 must have seen him coming because he got out of his car and started running. The attacker continued to pursue him and fire multiple rounds, hitting him at least once and also hitting an innocent bystander. The bystander made a recovery, but Mo3 will be pronounced dead at the hospital.
Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named Mo3, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway. A bystander inside another vehicle was also hit. Police say that person did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Police are still looking for the shooter.
A man named Kawan Dontrell White was later arrested and charged with the murder, as well as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for shooting the bystander. According to police, when they tried to pull White over later that month, he took off on a dirt bike. After taking him into custody, they found a 9mm pistol in his pocket. Fans on social media were quick to point out that White had ties to both YELLA BEEZY and Trap Boy Freddy, leading many to believe they were involved. Trap Boy Freddy only added to these rumors by posting a video of himself complaining about the traffic on I-35 on the same day Mo3 was killed. It may have been a coincidence, but it does seem like he's trolling a bit. Even after Mo3 was dead, Freddy continued dissing him online and in his music. Unlike Freddy, YELLA BEEZY kept his mouth shut about the Mo3 situation and has stayed out of the spotlight over the past year. Just a few months ago, a second man named Devin Brown was arrested and charged with Mo3's death.
A second man has been arrested accused of gunning down rapper Mo3 on a Dallas highway. 28-year-old Devin Brown was indicted on a murder charge this week. Another man, 22-year-old Kawan Wright, was also indicted on the same charge earlier this year.
Brown was an affiliate of Kawan White. Police suspected that he had something to do with the rapper's death, so they raided his home and uncovered a stolen AK-47 in his closet, along with synthetic cannabis, aka K2, tablets that tested positive for methamphetamine, a scale, and about $3,000 cash.
Yeah, it's all for you, buddy. Yeah.
During their investigation, police learned that Brown was upset about a relationship between Mo3 and a juvenile witness. According to phone records, Brown had contacted this witness several times right before the shooting. The call log showed that the witness gave Brown Mo3's location on the day of the shooting. The exact details of the murder and Brown's involvement are still unclear, and more information will likely come to light as the case makes its way to court. As of yet, YELLA BEEZY has not been charged for Mo3's murder, but he was recently arrested on drug and gun charges. Even though it seems like BEEZY is really about that life, he's been pretty good about keeping his activities low-key. He hasn't gotten into too much trouble with the law as an adult, and he isn't a convicted felon, meaning that in Texas, he can legally carry a gun. But that all might change after this most recent legal situation. The police clearly think that BEEZY is involved in something because they pulled him over and searched his car twice in the past few months. The first time he was pulled over for a random stop, and police discovered weapons in the car. They say that he ran a stop sign, and when they pulled him over, they smelled weed. But when they searched the car, all they found were his guns. He was able to prove that they were all legally registered, and so he wasn't actually arrested. He even got all his weapons back after they were confiscated and went on social media to brag about being able to carry guns legally. This time, he wasn't so lucky and was hit with a felony drug charge on top of a misdemeanor weapons charge. When they pulled him over earlier this month, they uncovered 400 grams of a controlled substance as well as 4 handguns and a rifle. He got a $40,000 bond for the possession charge, plus an extra $3,500 for the unlicensed carrying of a weapon. So it looks like the cops got what they wanted this time and caught BEEZY with some product and an unlicensed gun. It's not clear what substance he was caught with, but it could have been something as simple as some weed. They're a little less strict on guns in Texas than in other places, but they don't play around when it comes to drugs, so it could have been anything. It seems like it's a case that the rapper can probably beat, especially because he doesn't have a crazy arrest record already. Unlike most street rappers of this generation, he isn't one to post his activities on social media and has stayed pretty low-key ever since Mo3 was killed. So the police don't have as much evidence to suggest that he's a danger to the community and still has a foot in the streets. After getting out, YELLA BEEZY went on Instagram to explain what happened. According to him, his friend owns a brand of hand sanitizer that's packaged to look like bottles of lean. He even showed the product on camera with a label that said hand sanitizer. When he got pulled over, the police thought he had real lean in the bottles, which is why they arrested him. The friend had to go down to the jail and prove that she had a legal business and there wasn't any actual lean in the bottles. But they still had to send the bottles to the lab to confirm that she's telling the truth, which is why he was still arrested. He also says the only reason they were able to hit him with the gun charge is because of the alleged drugs, since it was only a misdemeanor offense. So that makes YELLA BEEZY the first rapper to go to jail for hand sanitizer. It seems like the cops have it out for BEEZY and thought they caught him slipping, but he was moving smarter than they thought. He'll probably end up having the case dismissed if what he's saying is true, but he has to watch his back in the future because the police definitely have it out for him. If you thought this video was crazy, be sure to check out our
It was alright. You know what I'm saying? This is alright. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It was alright. But yo, that's me. This video, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, we out, bro.